Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back for another self-care Sunday. Y'all already know the drill. I think we've been doing this enough to where I don't have to explain. If you are new here, welcome. I highly suggest that you go back and watch previous self-care Sundays because not only do we kick back here on the channel on Sunday, but I also do review a new deep conditioner every week. So if you're curious about some new deep conditioners, those are the perfect videos to check out. Today we are using the Marula Swirl Deep Hydration Organic Blend. A couple of you guys have been asking me to pull this out since I did my Camille Rose World Natural Hair Show haul. So that's what we are doing today. Marula Swirl is a deep conditioner that has been popping up and off and up and off again for hair shows. She makes them strictly for hair shows. I'm actually going to talk about that a little bit later on down in the video. So if you're interested in seeing how I enjoy this Marula Swirl deep conditioner, then just keep watching. I am starting on freshly cleansed hair. I have not used any conditioner and my hair is fairly detangled. When I went to rinse my hair, I actually kind of tangled it. So any tangles I have are my fault. I actually used one of the Camille Rose cleansing milks and look at how great my hair looks. And it feels absolutely amazing, super duper hydrated and extremely soft, which is the reason I used it because it has been a long week. I'm not going to tell you guys which one I used just because I am actually working on putting together a comprehensive review on all three. I wasn't going to do that, but I realized that the cleansing milks were exclusive to the sale. They are not going to be hitting the mass market right now. And I wanted to review all three just to give you guys some perspective on it and also give you guys a place to talk about your results, because if we beg enough, they will probably come back at some point. If not in the stores, definitely probably online. So let's go ahead and get into the Marula Swirl. The ingredients list on this is super duper simple. There's Manoi oil, marula oil, calendula oil, BTMS, panthenol, creatine, botanical extracts, olive squalane, and avocado. Super duper simple ingredients list. And she kind of added that amaretto smell onto this conditioner. A lot of you guys told me that this did not used to smell like that. So I know some of you guys said you were disappointed about that though. Apparently the old smell, a lot of you guys liked more. The Marula Swirl Deep Conditioner is something that apparently is like super duper highly coveted by a lot of naturals because it is a very exclusive product. And I know a lot of people were saying that they're just tired that she won't make it like a permanent thing. And I kind of have a theory on that. And let me just show you the texture really quick. Super duper, like, I feel like this is gonna have good slip. It's creamy, but it's also kind of stringy. Kind of like that carrot care leave-in that I love. Oh yeah, amazing slip. Totally Camille Rose-ish. But a lot of people are upset that she won't like bring this back or like put it in stores. And my theory on that is that she has gotten some flack over time, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but her trademark is no longer Camille Rose Naturals, it's Camille Rose, and that's because she had to change her name. And a lot of people don't really understand that sometimes when you start off as a company that's not really mass producing a lot of stuff, you kind of get into hiccups, and that's why she has had quite a bit of formulation changes over time, not just to improve the efficacy of her products, but because when you go to mass market, there are certain requirements, and a lot of those requirements are preservatives. And there is a lot of debate on preservatives. And I mean, the reality on preservatives is If you want natural hair products that you're going to be able to store and use for a decent amount of time, this feels so good, then you need to have a preservative in it. And there's a whole lot of debate about them, but the bottom line is that natural things aren't meant to be preserved for a long time. That is just straight up no bones about it. If you want something that's mass marketed, mass produced, and you're going to pay a lot of money for it, then naturally you want the product to last. And so there are certain requirements on preservatives, especially if you have a formulation that has a high water content. You cannot solely get by putting essential oils in a product like that and think that it is going to hold for people. A lot of brands are kind of getting in trouble with this that are smaller because they're trying to avoid preservatives, but people are like, yo, I've had this product for a month and there's mold in it, you know? Not everybody puts their hair products in the refrigerator. Me personally, I know I don't, because I don't want anything that I put in my hair near my food. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. So, this does not have an active preservative in it. And if she mass marketed this, I guarantee you she would have to change the formula. And she did say on live the other day, she was on the Curl Box Live. I did watch that the other day. It was actually really informative. And she was saying that basically she mixes these products. She's the one that comes up with them, but she has a chemist that sets her products for mass market. So a lot of times the stuff that she creates are things that she is just whipping up on her own time and kind of just, that's her mode of creation, essentially. Like how people sit down and draw or paint, that's her medium, is mixing up products, and she just takes inspiration from different places and she uses that and puts that into her brand. The thing is, she's mixing these on her own time, so she is not formulating them to be mass produced. That is how this has gone with this Marula Swirl. That is the situation currently with the cleansing milks. And that was the situation with the leave-in collection. A lot of people complained because the ingredients changed. But the original leave-in collection was not formulated for a mass market. And that is something that we don't think about as consumers because it's not usually something that you would have to think about with a very, very large brand. They're already formulated for mass market. They're not doing a lot of like limited edition, specially formulated stuff, which is the beauty of shopping from smaller Black-owned businesses, is that you get to have that fun with your hair care, but there also kind of has to be that understanding that when you get that ability to have that those products that you fall in love with are not being formulated for mass market. And so when we ask something to be mass produced, there are going to be changes just based on laws and regulations alone. And a lot of those changes are changes that I don't really think a lot of brand owners want to make, but they want to give us the product because we keep asking for it. And so it's kind of a double-edged sword, you know. Those types of things do impede on their abilities to keep the products that they created the way they created them. But, you know, we want natural products, but these products are a lot of money and we want them to last. So that is one thing that I noticed in this deep conditioner is that it does not have an active preservative. And that is why I'm pretty sure they had to do a bit of a name change, because they have had to use either, I think most of their products have phenoxyethanol, which is a very common ingredient in most popular small Black natural hair care brands, because it is not as harsh as a lot of the other popular ones that are used by big box companies. And I think the leave-in collection specifically, I know uses Optifin as a preservative. So that's something that I definitely feel like if you are super duper ingredient conscious, those are things that you care about. I think that would be good for you guys just to read up on it because it is interesting, but do understand that like we can have our qualms about natural ingredients, but if you want to buy products that are in retail stores, there's going to have to be some type of preservative in it if it does have a high water content, which is usually what we look for in our products. So just a little bit about that, because I know that has been highly debated in the natural hair community, and I know that we want to see this, but truthfully guys, like if I really fall in love with this the way I think I'm gonna fall in love with it, the way you guys have been telling me I'm gonna fall in love with it, I don't know if I would want to see it mass produced, just because I would want her to keep the integrity of the product. I'm fine with just waiting, you know. I'm cool with that. So I did buy 2, and I am going to be conscious to make sure that I am pulling this and throwing it into the rotation so that they don't go bad. I don't think they will, just because there isn't a high water content on this. Like it's a very high oil content, basically oil and BTMS based. So I'm not super concerned about it going bad because, you know, but obviously like I am going to be sticking my fingers in it. My fingers are wet. So I do want to make sure that I am using that up. So anyway, on from all of that, how are you guys doing this week? I'm tired as hell. I did want to just give you guys a little apology because I had intended on having that passion fruit and flax video up yesterday. I'm actually filming this on Saturday, and that did not happen because lo and behold, I had to keep covering people's shifts. I'm going to enjoy the extra money on my paycheck, but it took up all of my filming time. And like, I was covering really weird hours too. It wasn't like I was taking like a 5 to close where I could do everything that I needed to do, like sit down and film, you know, deep condition, because I'm reviewing the entire line. So obviously that's going to take time because I'm reviewing a cleanser, a deep conditioner, a leave-in, and a styling product, and a scalp oil. So it takes time to film all of that, and I was working really odd mid shifts, so it pretty much ate up all my filming time. I was so pissed, y'all. So pissed off. So I do apologize for that. So the video that you saw yesterday was my top 5 tips for transitioning. I hope you guys did enjoy those transitioning videos. I'm super passionate about transitioning because, like I said, I feel like a lot of people really trash talk transitioning because they don't really know what transitioning means and how to transition properly. And transitioning isn't just sitting around hanging on to a bunch of relaxed hair just because you want length. Like, you're supposed to be clipping it off. You're supposed to be learning how to take care of your hair, really nourishing it so that you kind of stave off that breakage. So this is super duper slippery. Like, it has a lot of slip. I find that I really do enjoy products that use like a combination of BTMS and oils, because they do tend to be like super duper slippery. So if you like prefer a slippery deep conditioner, this is awesome. Definitely one you'll want to check out when you go to hair shows or when she brings it back. Like I said, I don't necessarily have to have slip in my deep conditioners. I have tons of deep conditioners that don't have slip. And I find that they work very effectively and I enjoy them a lot. This doesn't feel like anything I have from Camille Rose. At first glance, it kind of looks like the Nangai and Tsubaki treatment, but this is definitely more slippery. Even though the Nangai and Tsubaki does have tons of slip. That one is a really nice protein treatment. If you have not seen that video, I'll definitely link it either in the cards or in the description box. But I'll just link all of my Camille Rose deep conditioning videos for you guys to reference if you would like. But yeah, it has that similar scent to like the Oud moisture infusion treatment, but y'all can see, like, I'm just trying to show y'all how slippery it is. Like, if I encounter a tangle, my fingers just go right through it, which is awesome. So yeah, if you need a slippery deep conditioner, definitely try this one. And it's really like, I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm getting some shrinkage too. So yeah, I have to come up with another game plan for my filming schedule, because my filming schedule was completely thrown off. So I'm pretty sad about that. And it doesn't help because, like, I only have the styling cream from that video, and I was hoping to just use the styling cream, but y'all, it's gonna be raining for 6 days straight. North Carolina, just in general, has gotten more rain than Seattle, Washington. Like, it has rained ridiculously here, so. And it's been like that. It's kind of been like that all over the South, really. I could go on a climate change tangent, but I will spare you guys that one. I'm definitely, like, gonna have to wait until we're on the ends of that, because I want to give the product a fair shot, and I know full well, like, it's already been humid, and I would have been able to be fine with the humidity, but, like, getting rained on all the time, I'm not gonna do that. So I pulled a product. I actually want to put up 2 hair videos this upcoming week to make up for the fact that you guys didn't have any hair videos this week. Yeah, what have y'all been up to? I've been working so much that this week, just in general, has been kind of a blur. I've been keeping up with, like, some things, like beauty, YouTube beauty drama and stuff like that, because, I mean, that's pretty much all I've seen. Like, I feel like YouTube has been kind of quiet this week, just in the world of natural hair. Because, like I said, I'm not all up into those wet look videos. Like, I feel like once I've seen one, I've seen them all. So those didn't really interest me. Like, there were some people's that I watched just because I wanted to support them, but I don't really care about no wet look. It really doesn't interest me in the slightest. But for those of you that have been wanting to achieve a look like that, there are tons of videos out there. So, you know, watch a couple and pick the best method, I guess. Yeah, I've just been, like, watching all the drama with, like, Jaclyn Hill's cosmetic brand, which is really, really funny. Well, to me anyway, because I don't know why people still buy anything that she releases, whether it's her brand or not. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of, like, the older YouTubers, and this isn't all of them, but I feel like a lot of the older YouTubers and, like, the really popular YouTubers, kind of live off of excuses, you know what I mean? Like, there's always a reason why they didn't do, or why something didn't work out, why something happened, you know? Like, there's never really any accountability, you know? And never really any trying to make up for the shit that they do. And I think a lot of people just forget, like, these people aren't just YouTubers anymore. They're not just influencers. Like, they literally make money off of us. They collaborate with brands, you know, to make money. And I used to like Jaclyn Hill back in the day. Like, she was there, so I watched her before I found Jackie Aina. So I watched her religiously, like, after I found her. But I remember when she came out with Champagne Pop, and I bought it, and it was nice. And I think I still have it. I think I actually broke it. But after that, I kind of realized that I was like, why am I so excited to go out and buy this thing because her name is on it? You know? And it's cool to show, like, there are certain people, like, in the natural hair community that, you know, I do things because I really want to support them because I really like them. I've had conversations with them, and I want to support the things that they do because I feel like they're super duper genuine, you know? But I never felt that way with Jaclyn Hill, and I don't know why I, like, let myself slip into that moment, you know? But it was cool. Like, I ended up getting a good product. But you guys see how, like, the whole Champagne Pop release thing, like, panned out. And all of her other collaborations have just been a hot-ass mess. And she's been talking about this brand for, like, the last 5 years. I don't know. I guess, like, for me, I don't know if any of you guys are like this because I'm definitely, I guess, like a self-starter. Like, when there's something that I really, really want to do, I will do what I have to do, whether it's baby steps or just jumping, like, full and head on to actually, like, make it happen. Like, I guess I'm just a go-getter in that sense. Like, if there's something that I really, really, really want, I'm going to make it happen. Like, no excuses, no questions. You know, obviously life gets in the way and things happen. But, I can't stand those people that keep saying, like, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do this. And they've been saying the same thing for years. Like, we don't care anymore. Like, there's a natural hair page that I follow. And she keeps saying, I'm posting YouTube videos soon. She's been saying this for, like, 2 years. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I don't even care anymore, bruh. Stop trying to get us to subscribe. Like, I do not care anymore. You've been saying this for like 2 years, and you know, like, things pop up, and I feel like YouTube isn't always the best medium for people. Like, depending on what you want to do, maybe Instagram's better. Like, I'm sure there are tons of other mediums that are better for certain people who want to make a name for themselves or put their content out there. So, like, if you don't want to do a YouTube channel, like, you don't have to. Like, I follow some girls on Instagram that, you know, people have wanted them to do YouTube channels, but they're just not into doing YouTube videos. They just like doing the short, tiny Instagram clips, and they really, really enjoy that, and that is where they have gotten the majority of their attention from. And I say go for that. Like, you don't have to do something just because other people tell you that's what they want you to do, you know? Like, if you see a vision in a certain place, take that vision and run with it. Don't let anybody ever box you into something. I feel like that's something that we get caught up in as a society. Like, there's all these rules and all these steps, and, you know, like, when you get towards the end of high school, they tell you all the things that you have to do to get a good job and to have a stellar career. And then you get into college and they give you all these things that you have to do to get your degree, all these things you have to do to become what you want to become. And then, like, you graduate and you realize, like, damn, I didn't have to do half that shit. Like, that was so extra, you know? We have lived in a society that has conditioned us to not take risks. If there's a certain level of risk in something and that's what you really, really want to do, take that risk. You know, sit down and work it out. Make that risk work for you. But yeah, I've just been following that drama, and every time I watch her, I just kind of think about stuff like that because I think a lot of people really go into doing YouTube because they want to become like that Jaclyn Hill level, you know? They saw the level of success that she built, which took a long time to build. Like, I'm never going to take that away from her. Regardless of how I feel about her honesty or probably lack thereof or whatever, like, she made this industry work for her. I'll never, like, look down on somebody for that at all. But a lot of people do, like, come to YouTube looking for that kind of success, and a lot of people think that it's an easy come up. And, you know, honestly, I feel like if you want an easy come up, then you really don't necessarily care about that, you know? Like, I genuinely feel like we as human beings were put on this earth to create. I don't think that we were put on this earth to work 9 to 5s, you know? Doing things that we hate to scrape by, to pay rent every month and have food and maybe do something that you enjoy in between. I don't believe that we were built for that. I believe that we were built to do the things that we're passionate about, to create, to make art, to make music, to build on our thinking, you know? Like, I think the bare bones of who we are as human beings is creativity. Whether you're good at it or not, like, you don't have to be good at something to create, but I do feel like a lot of us really do sell ourselves short by trying to create a fast come up. Because when you do that, and I mean, like, yeah, it might happen, but I really don't believe that money buys you happiness. Obviously, the things that money can buy you can make you happy. Having food in your belly obviously is going to make you happy. Having a roof over your head is obviously going to make you happy. But I mean, like, long-term happiness. I mean that long-term fulfillment. I don't mean contentment. I mean being fully fulfilled within yourself. I think all of that starts with doing things that you're actually passionate about. And I know that the world that we live in makes it really, really hard, especially if you are someone that is an artist or a musician. It's really, really hard, especially if you're not out here belting out a tune or creating somebody's rap verse, you know? That's a big part of the reason why with my musicianship, I turned it into something that I wanted to do on the side, but I never turned it into something I wanted to do as a career. Now, I totally could. I can turn around and get my music degree and do whatever I wanted, you know? I have done gigs for so many people. I have played for so many shows. I have had master classes with some of the most amazing musicians in the world, okay? I have had the chance to shake Yo-Yo Ma's hand. Like, I have been in positions where I could have gone into being a professional musician and I would have done well. Where I live, I have a huge reputation for what I have done just from middle school to high school. Like, pretty much everyone in the music community in Winston-Salem knows me, and there's a reason why. Because I was and I am still super duper passionate about it, and I put my passion into that. Like, at one point in high school, I was in like 4 different orchestras and doing private lessons for the kids that like that went to school across the street from us, and also helping the other orchestra classes. So it was like a full-time thing for me. I was doing that. I was taking private lessons. I was giving private lessons. I was just doing so much, and I was doing gigs at the time because the year that I was there, like, we were really well known for playing at our school. I went to a performing arts school. We were all really, really well known. And so we would be requested to do gigs a lot. So people would hit up our music teacher and she would get us together. And I usually did most of them. And a lot of them were paid, which was really nice. But a lot of folks don't want to pay you for your art. Like, people think that they can just be like, oh, we'll just give you food. And it's like, but that's not how that works, you know? Like, buying new strings costs money. Paying for lessons costs money. Like, anything when it comes to taking care of your instrument, at some point, like, you are probably going to have to get a second instrument, you know? Making sure that you have all the things to keep it up and take care of it, and anything can happen at any time. Like, all that costs money, and I'm not talking about, you know, 10, 20. I'm talking about thousands of dollars at the end of the day. Like, all of that costs, and people don't want to pay you. And, you know, I really had to sit down and think about it. Like, what was I more passionate about? Was I more passionate about music, or was I more passionate about helping other people? And I realized that I was more passionate about helping other people. But I do also understand that through my music, I can help other people, and that is why I still play. And so I know that my music has affected people in various ways. I've had people come up to me, just literal tears streaming down their face after hearing some of my solos. So it's super duper humbling when you see the things that you create, and the things that you put your work in, like, really manifest and not only help other people, but actually make you feel fulfilled. And I want that for everybody. So, you know, like, me starting a YouTube channel, I did that because I felt like YouTube was going to give me something that I was missing. And I do feel like I have, you know, gotten that in a sense. Like, I do feel like I have very slowly but surely started to build a sense of community that is somewhat different, a sense of community that I feel like is very important in this day and age. And I really just enjoy it. And I see it with a lot of you guys because y'all are so positive. I have generated a group of people that are so positive. Y'all are just wonderful. And a lot of you guys interact with me here. You interact with me on Instagram. Like, a lot of you guys have been shouting me out to different brands recently, which is so sweet. Thank you so much. You know, I don't necessarily do anything for recognition, but the fact that I'm leaving even the slightest bit of impact on you guys, it makes you feel like I do deserve that. It shows that I am doing what I feel like I really want to do, and I'm doing what makes me happy. And when I sit down in front of the camera, when I answer every single comment, like, it just makes me happy, and it makes me kind of realize that I feel like regardless of where I take everything in my life, like, I feel like I'm doing things and going in the right direction. I don't feel like I'm unfulfilled. Like, do I work a job that I hate? Yes. Am I getting back into a place where I will be able to not work a job that I hate? Absolutely. And even then, like, even though I'm working a job that I hate, it's more so of the location and the politics of everything in that location, not necessarily the job itself. I took that job because I get to help people on a daily basis. Like, I never know who's going to come through my store. And I work with women that have been suffering with breast cancer, or breast cancer survivors, women that have had so many different issues. Some of my favorite customers are women who are transitioning or have completed their transition, and I've gotten to help them a lot through the process and kind of help them on their journeys, because that is a journey. There's a lot that goes into transitioning that people really don't understand, but that's like another thing for another day. But just the people that I get to work with, like, that's the beautiful part of my job. And there are days where I really, really, really don't want to be there, and I'll have a customer that comes in that just really, really needs help, and I get to help that person, and they leave happier. Like, they come in frowning and they leave smiling. And that's the type of fulfillment that I'm talking about. Like, we're put on this earth to create, and to help and to motivate and to love. And I wish that for every single person on the planet, you know? Like, that's something that I want to see more of as I continue to grow older, as I continue to manifest in not only my dreams for my career, but also my dreams for everything else. And I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily on a career journey. I think it's really just like a enlightenment and fulfillment journey, you know, consistently doing things that make me feel fulfilled. And so even though at the bare bones skeletal level of my job, I do really hate it, because I hate the politics in it, and I hate the way that I have been treated. I don't hate what I do, which is taking care of my customers and making sure that they leave happy. Like, that makes me feel fulfilled, because I get to touch somebody's life. And regardless of where I go, like, in my career, I still want to help people. That's why I did what I did, you know? Like, that's why I chose the major that I chose, you know? So, just wanted to leave y'all with a little bit of that. But it's like I said, like the smallest things will make me think of life in like the biggest way possible. I don't know if you guys are like that, but it just takes something really, really tiny to light like this feeling or this spark in me that makes me think about every other thing that I can possibly think about. And for some reason, like when it comes to stuff like that with Jaclyn Hill, like I'm happy that she's found success, but I don't think that as a human being where she is now, I don't think that she's necessarily found fulfillment, and I don't think that she necessarily can, because she's kind of moved in a way that has been dishonest, and I don't think you can ever be genuinely fulfilled while being dishonest with the people that you claim to care about. And you know, like Jaclyn Hill, it's easy to hate her, but I honestly kind of feel bad for her, because while she may have every single thing that people think that we all want in life, like when it comes down to the core, she doesn't really have that. And when I look at other people that are flashy successful on Instagram and stuff like that, I'm like, I could be sad that I don't have that, but I also consider like, look at all the other things that that person doesn't have that is not going to make them feel loved and beautiful and actually fulfilled to their core. Like I think about the fact that I actually do have those things in life, and I'm good on the other stuff. The other stuff is gonna come, like the money is gonna come, the job offers are gonna come, all the things that society makes us feel like we have to have, those things are going to come as I continue to work on my journey and continue to do things that fulfill me and find places that are going to allow me to continue to manifest that. But a lot of these people that we see on social media absolutely do not have that, and it's really easy to feel like we're losing out when we really aren't, you know? So that's something I always try to keep into perspective, like, and I guess it's just through meditation and stuff like that. Like, you never know what somebody else is going through on the surface, you know? It's really easy to pretend that everything's good and you can flash your money, you can flash the brand names and stuff, but when it comes down to it, like, I look at some of these people's lives and I'm just like, I know that genuinely, like, it's not, there's no possible way that you can be sustainably happy with having that lifestyle and not having anything at the core of it. It's great when you have that lifestyle and you have those amazing foundations at your core, but when you really don't, like, you know. But anyway, I'm just going on like a hypothetical lifestyle tangent at this point. But I did want to show you guys how much I used. I used about 1/3 of the container, so I will get 2 more uses out of it. I very well honestly could have only used 1/4 of the container, but it felt so good. That's the danger with deep conditioners like these. Like with the hibiscus hair healer from last week, like, obviously I was talking, so I was kind of not paying attention to what I was doing, but at the same time, like, it felt so good going into my hair that sometimes I just want to keep dipping back into the jar. So whenever I use way too much product, it's usually not the product's fault, it's just like my fault. And there aren't any claims on this. The directions just said to lather on clean hair, rinse and style. Enjoy. It does say that it is part of the signature collection, carefully sourced ingredients, sweet recipes. I don't think there is, like, I don't think this is up on the site at all, at least not the last time that I checked. I checked to see if it was like there but labeled as out of stock, to see if I could find any more claims. I'll double check again just to see if I do find some. And if I do find some, then I will list them on the screen right here for you guys to see. So I have no claims, but I have not heard a single bad thing about this deep conditioner. So I feel like those are all the claims that I need. Most of you guys recommended this to me. So we'll see. Marula Swirl. I'm excited. I've been wanting to try this since one of you guys were raving about it to me underneath somebody's video, and we're finally gonna try it out and see. So I'm gonna go sit under the deep conditioning cap. It doesn't say to, it just says lather on clean hair, rinse and style. Y'all know I like to allow my deep conditioners to really penetrate, so I'll probably be underneath the deep conditioning cap for 20 to 25 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll show you all my final results. Okay guys, sorry if the lighting looks really different. We have another storm blowing through, but this is what my hair is looking like. With all of the deep conditioner rinsed out, my hair feels so nice. Now I will say, it's super softening, not as softening as the Hibiscus Hair Healer, but still really softening. My hair definitely took the moisture in, and I do still have a lot of curl poppage. It looks really, really nice. I see why y'all are obsessed with this deep conditioner because my hair feels so smooth. A lot of deep conditioners claim to be smoothing, and I find that like they kind of do the work, but I never really notice that much more than my average deep conditioners. This one is super duper smoothing. Like, I'm really impressed. Like, really nice. Hair feels super soft. It's not insanely juicy, but it's still really juicy. Those oils really help to soften my hair up. The BTMS really helped to just get the product to penetrate. I really didn't have to rinse a lot out of my hair at all, which has seemed to be like the common theme with Camille Rose deep conditioners. I find that they penetrate into my hair very well. This is just an all-out good mask, guys, and I see why y'all are obsessed with it. Like I said, there aren't any claims on the jar, so I don't really have anything to go off of in that aspect. But it's a really, really nice deep conditioner, and when she releases this again, I will buy a couple or maybe a few. Like I said, I had 2 of them because I didn't want to fall in love and then not have any more. But this is a great deep conditioner to have in your routine. Let's just go ahead and finish up my little review on this conditioner. So, as far as availability goes, this is super duper nice. It's something that I'm really going to enjoy having in my collection. But if I missed out on it, I wouldn't be super bummed or sad. This is like a notch up for my Oud Rich Moisture Infusion Treatment. So I could have that and be satisfied with what I have from Camille Rose as far as like moisturizing masks go. So if I weren't able to get my hands on this, I would be disappointed, but I wouldn't be like heartbroken or anything like a lot of people have been. As far as price point goes, I don't know what a retail value of this mask would be because I've only ever seen it pop up during sales. So if you guys have purchased this when it was not during a sale, let me know what it ran. But she could easily charge $15 to $17 for this, and I wouldn't bat an eye. It's super natural ingredients, great ingredients. I mean, there aren't a ton of ingredients anyway, so definitely there's going to be a high content of that Manoi, Marula, and Calendula oil. So that's also awesome. The panthenol is a humectant, so that's also helping to bring moisture back into your hair. And the BTMS, we all know, is like the king for slip. This is a beautiful deep conditioner, and she could honestly charge just about whatever she wanted for this because it really is that good. I paid $10 for it. It's a great deal for me. So usually these pop up at hair shows, and when there is like a sale going on her website, get it then. You're going to be getting a great deal for what this deep conditioner is. In retrospect, a $10 deep conditioner, for this to do all that, you know? Like, I'm sure it wasn't $10 to make, but damn is it good. So, I'm super duper satisfied with this. I'm really happy that you guys put the bug in my ear to try this deep conditioner out because it is so nice. I'm so happy I got 2. Like I said, it's not going to fall into the category of like absolute favorites or anything. But this is really, really nice to have, and whenever she has a sale, I'll definitely pick up a few just to keep in my stash and use in rotation. So if this is something you've been curious about, if you've been wondering about it for, you know, whenever she does another big sale or the next time you're at a hair show that she's going to be at, highly suggest Marula Swirl. It's super duper nice. My hair is so ready for the wash and go that I'm about to do. So yeah. Camille Rose Marula Swirl Camille Rose Marula Swirl Deep Conditioner gets 2 thumbs up in my book. Beautiful deep conditioner, amazing slip, super penetrating, extremely moisturizing, and very softening to the hair. Perfect prep for styling. So that's my review of this guy. Happy I finally pulled her out and tried her. Of course, let me know in the comments down below. Are you a Marula Swirl fanatic? Have you tried this deep conditioner, or is it something that you've just kind of seen, but you never really tried it and you were trying to figure out what the hype was on it? That was me until I finally tried it, and I do understand. So go ahead, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this installment of Self-Care Sunday, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!